Hi, welcome friends. Sorry, I wasn't sure if it started yet, so I hope I didn't mess up the video. We've been trying. I have my helper here. Tonight. Welcome to Peggie's Chalk and Ink Chalk Couture tonight. We've got a cute little project planned. My name is Peggy Williamson, independent designer with Chalk Couture. So, first thing we're going to do is ask how you're doing this evening. And hop on, say hi, let me know you're watching. I'm excited to talk to you tonight, and I'm excited to do this project. So the project that we're going to do tonight, we are going to use the drop-in frame, and this is what it looks like. The drop-in frame has the board that goes in the top. It's double-sided, as you can see, and of course this is Chalk Couture. I do have a cart link that you can go into the description box below, and you can order whatever I'm doing tonight. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to use the drop-in sheets that come with the box, and they come in a package of 3. These guys are double-sided. They're nice and light. They're not super heavy, and so you can do both sides. Turn your frame over and do each side. And like I said, 3 in a package. So you could do Easter, you could do flowers, you know, you can have a little bit of fun, do some doggies, kitties, and of course that's what we're going to do. So tonight I am going to do one side. I am going to use the dog and cat, and the name of it is Dog Cat in Charge, and that's also of course in your description. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and so let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to paint the outside of my frame, and so I'm going to paint the frame with, this is our new color. It's called Eggshell Blue, and it's just a great color, and I want to do it in real soft tone, and so I am not going to do it with a paintbrush. I'm going to do it with a wipe, and I use a little wipe every time. I have a bunch of these beside me so that I can clean everything off. So I'm just going to dip my wipe into my paint here, paste, excuse me, and I just want it to have a little bit of a kind of just a paint it on. I don't want to have a bunch of color, so I'm just going to take this around and put the swipes. Can you see that? How fun is this, right? So you don't need a paintbrush, and chalk, our chalk just dries super fast, so you can have a lot of fun with this and make it look just summery and springish, and this color is just great. So anyway, and I feel like I'm doing some finger painting. Anyway, I'm so excited to be here. I'm really excited that my helper's here tonight. She always helps me and gives me so much confidence. Thank you, helper. And so, this is what it looks like. And so, I just think it's really fun. And this is all I had in my thought pattern. So, if you make a little bit of a mistake, you could take a little bit of your distilled water, spray it on your wipe, and go in, like I might have a little piece here that I'd like to ease that out just a little bit, and just take my wipe and just go in there and do it again. Okay, but in my thoughts when I was doing it, I just wanted it to look like I'd gone over it and just put some swipe on there. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. So remember, this is our pretty color, our eggshell blue. That's just crazy. Now I'm going to get out my dryer and dry this real quick. And maybe I could put it on high. There we go. And it doesn't take very long to dry. So if it's shiny, it's wet, and when it is matte color, it's dry. And this paste does not take long to dry at all, so it makes it real fun, fast. Making a quick project tonight, a very quick, fun, easy addition. You can change it up anytime you want. We have some specials. We have a couple of specials going on. We have Transfer Palooza, and you can get 3 transfers and get 1 free. So you would get 4. And actually, you guys, we're just having the greatest sales right now, and you can get some of your transfers for 50% off. So if you get, some of your A's, you get 3 and they're 50% off, you can really be saving. So remember, hop in there before the 31st of this month and you can pick those up. Hi, Jules. How are you tonight? I'm so glad that you stopped in to see me and see what we're doing. And we have some other specials. We have our join our club for $21.99 a month, and you get transfer of the month. And look at that, it's already dry. And these are our little dryers. They're kind of quiet. That was high. This is low. So if you're really not wanting to be too, so you can just touch that and feel it, and it's not shiny. So we're done. We're done with that. So now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab one of my sheets that we're going to put into the frame. And I'm going to put the frame right over here, out of the way. Set my others aside. And if you guys have any questions, that would be, I would love to answer. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. So now we're going to wax this, and this is like paper, so you do need to wax before you do any of your projects, unless it's on glass. And these transfers can be done on glass. And you can also do etching with your transfer too. So how fun is that? So anyway, let's get a little wax on here. And then after we get the wax on, we're going to fuzz it. We've got to fuzz our transfer. So we're just going to go on our paper here a little bit. A little wax on there. And I'm going to wax the other side, even though I'm not going to do the other side tonight. I'm going to go ahead and wax that. And for those of you that would and could you sprinkle and share? I would just love it. That would be awesome. That helps me to get further in my, when we do lives and everything, it helps us to get up further on the top so that they come out faster. So anyway, thank you so much. How's your weather where you are? Our weather here is terrible. It's rainy, stormy. They're expecting thunderstorms, about an inch of rain. So I live in the Pacific Northwest of Washington State. So we're just going to put this away and put it back in my bag. I have a little bag here. This is a Choc Couture bag. I have my scissors in here. I have my tape, and that tapes off anything that you want to do. I have a little bit of everything. I have my Sharpie that I can write on the back of my transfer. I have extra little things if I make a mistake, our tools, and stir sticks and glue sticks, and yeah, lots of sticks. All right, so I'm just going to buff that off. I put my wax in there too so that I know where it is, and it's a cute little bag that just fits in anything. So Choc Couture's got everything you need to do your craft. So we'll just take that and buff that off real good so there's not an excess of wax there. So you always want to buff off your wax after you get done. And you don't want to use a lot of wax. You want to be careful how much wax you do use, because if you use too much, you can get that up into your transfer, and your transfer is silkscreen. So there we go. I think we got that nice and rubbed in. Okay, so here we go. So we have that ready. I am going to take out my transfer, and on the back of the transfer it always has the directions. So you guys, if you forget what order that you're going to go in on here. Remember that on the back, it even gives you a little bit of a demonstration so that you can remember what to do in case you forget. Because sometimes we get so excited when we're getting ready to do our thing that we forget where we're at. Okay, so now I'm going to open this up. Always take it from the bottom and just go across, and it's got that little peel on there now. Didn't used to have the little black peel, but we've got it on there. I'll just remove that and go across, because you want to be careful, because you want to save the package that it comes in, because you want to put it back in there when you're all finished. And then you just pull that out, set your package aside somewhere out of the way. I'm going to move this over just a little so it's out of the way also. And now I'm going to cut these apart, and I'm going to, I don't know, should I use a cat or a dog? This is one where we can decide. Okay, so we want to cut this out on the white line there and go right down that white line. This is how it separates everything. There's even a dog bone at the top of this, you guys. There's a dog bone, there's a fish, there's paw prints. Oh, they're so cute. You can tell the kitty must be the smaller print. We'll see how much room I have on here. We might want to put a paw print or something on there. Okay, so we've cut that apart. And then we're on the rest, and so we'll probably use the little dog or the little cat. I was kind of hoping that you guys would tell me what you would like to have. So, got a little piece of dark on there. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so we're going to get out our fuzzing cloth. And here's our fuzzing cloth. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to fuzz this so that we can put our transfer on here. And so it can be, yeah, we got some wax on there. Good. Nice. Okay, so we're going to put this on. We're going to lay this down. We are going to peel off our transfer just from the corner. Sometimes it takes a little bit more to get it off, but it's all okay. So we take that off and we put it on our fuzzer. Now, I like to turn this over and put back on the back of mine so I don't get mixed up when I put it back on. So you can put back on the back of that. And cat dog. I'm just going to put cat dog on there just in case. I'm not going to get mixed up, but not tonight anyway, but when I want to use my transfer again, I might. So I'm just going to fuzz this a couple times. Just a couple times. Because they're very sticky. Very, very sticky. And a couple times, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to move this out of the way and bring this over so we can apply this to this. Okay, so are we ready? Sometimes it takes a minute or two to get it just so. And I think maybe not. Maybe just over to the left just a little bit. You know what? Let me do this because this is going to fit in that box. So I think that might be. So if you need to peel that back up, you can just poke that a little bit. Peel that off. I feel like I'm going to fuzz that one more time. It's a little hard to take that off. Fuzz that one more time here. There we go. There's a little bit of static in the air here. Alright, so okay. There we go. I'm sorry, it's taking me just a little bit longer, but I had it kind of crooked on the bottom, I think. There we go. I think that's it. Third time's the charm. Maybe fourth, maybe fifth. Okay, so once, if not, it's good enough. So if it's not perfect, it's all good, okay? So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set the fuzzing cloth aside. Put that out of the way. And we are going to get ready with our paste. And so over here, I have my box, and it's got my squeegees. And I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. So I am going to, I think I'll do, should I do the words separate? Oh, yes, I think I could. Where's my, what happened to my, alright, sorry, silly me. I'm missing my, oh, right in front of me. I had it all ready the whole time. Here we go. So, I can just take my tape, and this is called washi tape, and you just put that around your words so that you will not take your squeegee and go over those little areas that might be just a little bit too close. Okay? So, like, I'm going to put this one up here. Okay? And I'm going to put a little bit up here. Because I'm feeling like I might be a little bit sloppy tonight. Just a little bit. I'll just take that and go around there like that. And so this is what you can do when you are in small spaces and you're a little nervous about what you're doing. Okay? So, and I'm feeling it. So, here we go. Just going to put it a little bit right here. Probably won't mess up like I think, but just in case, right? Just because I wanted to do the words a little differently. I think I'm going to do the words in what we maybe could do the border. Okay? So let's do that. Alright. And let's do this. And we'll do this. Okay? Alright. I think I can do that. I'll just go over here and put that right in there. Okay. Alright. Okay, so let's do what we did the border in. Okay? So we'll do so generally what I do is I take and stir to make sure that everything's nice. Look at that beautiful yogurt consistency, you guys. It's gorgeous. Absolutely perfect. And this is, like I said, our new color. So when you do it, you want to take it around the edges so that you don't leave it on the edge. Okay? Set that down. Get your squeegee ready. Dip it in. And then go to town. Go to town. We got this. Okay? And then we're going to go over here and we're going to do this. These are kind of small areas, so sometimes, you know. So what do you think? I love this color. It's awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that right over there. And I'm going to go across and take up what we didn't use. And just go across like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take this up because I need to do the words on the bottom of that. Okay. So this is where it gets a little difficult when you have nails. Okay, there we go there. Okay, so we're going to come on down and we're going to get rid of that. Put that over there. Now I'm going to go back and take that off. Then lift up this top a little bit. I'm going to pull this up a little bit because we don't want that to dry on there. And we got that. We're going to let that sit for a second. And then we're going to put that back down. Okay. And then I'm going to peel off my washi tape. Wrong side. Get that up. It's coming off. Oops. Get that off. Good enough so I can grab it. There we go. Got it. Got it. Okay. Then we're going to get the top one. Get it off there. Sticks pretty good to the transfers. The transfers are a little bit thinner than they used to be, and you can see through them, so it makes it a little bit harder to grab. So this is my fault because I decided to do the words, but this way you can kind of see how it works. Okay, so you just pull that up and you got your washi tape gone. Then you pull your transfer back up and pull it up, and then you can lay that back down. Okay, and that's all you do. You just make sure that you don't go over what you already did and stick it down. Okay, there we go. You just lay it back down. Okay, so then we're going to go over here. We're going to pull this one up too. That works a little easier when you pull it up when it's stuck down to begin with. Okay, so now I'm going to take my squeegee. Oh, I laid that in there. I've got to get a clean one. Go down here and do the words down here. Okay, so just go down here. And we got it. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up my washi tape, pull that off, and I got stuff all over my fingers, don't I? Yes. 'Cause I'm sloppy. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm sloppy. Okay. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay, now I'm going to turn this around, and I want to lift up this end now because I did the middle one. And we're going to pull that from the corner, okay? We're just going to pull this from the corner. We're going to pull this up and get it to the middle. We're going to lift that up, okay? Just like that. And look at there. Looks great. Okay, so if there's any problems, you can just go back, lay that down, just the way you want it. Lay it back down. Okay. You can take your take this and just go over that again. Make sure you got everything. And same with right here, okay? All right, I'm gonna lift that up, check it. Looks great, looks good, okay? Yep. Alrighty. Okay. So we're gonna lift that up. Oh man, I got stuff all over my fingers. Let me get a little. This little thing's harder than you think. Got this all over the place. Let's wipe this off because I got it right on my board. And this is why we wax. So look, that boo-boo just comes right off. Boo-boo just came right off, okay? So, now, what I'm going to do is put my corners back down. And now we are going to do the next color, okay? So I'm going to set that over there because I've made a little bit of a mess. So, and that's how I got it all over my fingers. And of course, today I'm messing Marvin. Tomorrow, maybe not. But tonight, that's what I did. Alright, so now I am going to take another one of my, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to dip that in and I'm going to do those words right over there, okay? Do this right here with my tool, okay? So I could have done that too. I could have done that in the beginning and we would have had that all done. But I'm just going to do this real quick and wipe that off, okay? So we got it. Now I'm going to take this beautiful, beautiful tide and get ready to do the rest. Do the outside, okay? So let's do it. Oh, I can smell that. It smells so good. Okay, so are we ready? Here we go. Just go through here. Get that color. That beautiful color on there. So I like doing lives. I have fun. I got out at Christmas because I got super sick. I got pneumonia for the first time in my life. Never had pneumonia before. And guess what? I learned how hard that is for people to get it and be so sick. I was just shocked. But I didn't have to go in the hospital, but I was very, very sick for a long time. So anyway. So now I'm back and getting caught up and getting out here wanting to share with you guys, and I think it's great. I just love it. I can't believe it. I've been a chalk couture designer for a year and a half now, and I love it just as much as I did the first day I started. So yeah, it's pretty fun. They've always got something new and exciting coming out. I love sharing it with my friends. It gives good time to get together, totally get together and enjoy your time together, and everybody does chalk couture a different way. They've got their own ideas of what they like, what they love. It's just so fun. And their colors and you know, things that you can do to make it sunny, cheery, not so much, a little more earthy tones. Bling, I like bling, so you know, I'm usually the one that goes for the blingy stuff, but you know, it is what it is. Bling is fun. Who doesn't love bling? There's some people who don't like bling. So we're almost there. I'm trying to go fairly fast so that the chalk doesn't dry on us, you know. And yeah, looking good. Couple more places to go here. And you can just turn everything around to suit you so that you can reach it, touch it, get your chalk in there, and make sure you Don't go over the lines and all that, and you know, all of the above. Yeah. So we got one little dude here. We got to get over here. I'll use this because I wiped it off with my and there we go. And every month on my page, on my group page, if you do a project and you post it on the page, you can be entered in the drawing. And my friend Debbie has been doing her projects every month, and she's been in the drawing, and she won last month, and she won the month before. So, ooh, she's super excited about that. So we have a lot of fun. Okay, now we're ready for peel and reveal. You guys, you ready? Go across the top here, pull it off in the corner. Maybe, if I can get a hold of it here. There we go. Pull it across to the top. Get it to the middle. So I can grab a hold of it and then pull that down. Can you see that? Isn't that just beautiful? And what do you think? Oh, look, and my helper's pinching her fingers in there. Look at, I have this everywhere, you guys. My hands are covered. Oh, that is so atrociously funny. All right, so if there's any boo-boos or anything, you can go back in take the little tool. I noticed here a little bit on my H and one little bit here on the side. So I can just clean that up just a little bit. Sometimes we can just wipe that right up. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get my little boo-boo here. Ah, look at that. That little boo-boo just wiped away, you guys. Alright, and then I have a tiny little boo-boo on my H. So let's just see if we can't get that cleared up just a little bit. And that's what works when we wax. When we wax, the wax helps us to fix our little boo-boos, okay? So, this was a little bit smaller and just a tiny bit harder to do. And sometimes it works out that way, you know? Sometimes we just have a boo-boo. And, you know, that's life. Nothing's perfect. So I don't look at it as being perfect. I just think it turned out great. So what do you think? All right. So now what I'm going to do. Okay, I got it. And I got one little corner in here that I got. That's good. Let's see if I can use this. I'm being a little too meticulous, I guess. But I want to show you that you can just take little things and just clean that right up. So it works out nice if you're feeling like you know, need to clean that up. Okay? So we got it. Now what I'm going to do is take my dryer and dry this, because we're going to go back over and I'm going to take the doggy or the kitty and put it on there. So doggy and kitty, I have it out of the camera, but they're right over here. So dryer. And any boo-boos that you see, you know, you can just fix those easily. Some of the things in Chalk Couture are just not absolutely perfect. And, you know, we're just not perfect. That's just, you know, the way it is. like those colors. They're kind of pretty. How fun. Okay, so we're going to make the dog or the cat, we're going to make it in a brown tone. And I think we got that right there. That's pretty fun. Pretty fun. One. Very nice. Okay, so there we are there. Alright, I'm going to set this up just a little bit because we're going to go back over. And so, dog or cat? Dog or cat? Dog? Okay, she says dog. Do we want to do hot mess or do we want to just do brown?
Hot mess.
Okay. So.
I feel like the cat would be good with hot mess though.
Are you changing your mind? So fun because once you get started, it's like, oh yeah. So dog, cat, you sure you want dog?
If you're doing hot mess, do cat.
Hot mess it is. I did not add the other color for hot mess, okay? So if you're going to do hot mess, you're going to want to use probably this little color right here. And this color is camel. Alright, so if you got a little bit of camel, and we're going to stir this up, and it looks like it's a little bit dry. Of course it is because I haven't used it for a while. Because you know I use it in the fall. And so you spray a little bit of your water in there. And you use distilled water, remember, because you want it to look like yogurt. And I got to stir, stir, stir. I'm sorry I didn't have it ready, but that was one of those last minute things that when you're a creator, you just get excited and you just go, oh my gosh, hot mess, oh my gosh. I could do other colors and fun colors and so forth. So again, you want this to look like yogurt consistency. And of course, we're getting there. I'm sorry it's a little bit, you know, we have some colors that are new formula. And then we have, if you've been a designer for a little longer or a customer for a little bit longer, you have some that are the old formula. So of course, you know, we don't like to waste anything. So some of this one in particular is the old formula. So it's not as creamy dreamy. So when you hear creamy dreamy, then you know that that's the new one. Stays creamy longer, okay? So we got that. Look at, see, that's yogurt consistency. It's not quite as smooth, and you can see that it's not quite as smooth as the new one, but it doesn't matter. And then we're going to do our bark. Bark is the brown. We're just going to put a little squirt in there. We're going to stir that up because, you know, it's probably a little bit, oh, that's creamier. Good, you can see that that's a little more creamy. I even have a little bit of green in there, so I must have done I must have really used that up pretty good. Alright, so here we go. We are going to fuzz, fuzz, fuzz. And get my fuzzer. I'm going to move my other stuff out of the way. And I do have some dog paws too if you're like really into it, but okay. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Okay, so I have the cat. The cat's what we're going to put here in the middle. Alright? So, here we go. Here we go. We're going to pull that off. We're going to fuzz. And we're going to fuzz it a couple times because this is kind of like a paper consistency. It's not a very big spot, but we still don't want to pull up what we've already done. Okay, so we've got this here. We're going to make sure that this is straight. We're going to put our kitty cat right here in the middle. I think that looks pretty good. So we're only going to put him right where we're going to chalk. And just push that down a little bit, not the edges, okay? Because we don't want it to get on what we've already chalked. Then we're going to take just a little bit of chalk here. We're going to put a little bit on his tail, a little bit over here on the front foot, maybe the back foot, maybe just a little there, and maybe on his nose. Okay, then we're going to take our camel. We're going to take a little bit of camel, and we're going to put that on there. And go just like so. This is called hot mess, remember? You're going to put that on there just like this. And I'm going to do one more right here. I felt like we were missing some. Then you're going to get a clean squeegee. And you're going to go for it. And you're going to squeegee that across. And try not to go over whatever you did. And you can probably already see that. Isn't it fun? It's a blast. And there we go. There is my hot mess and peel and reveal. I'm going to pull that off. And there's our little kitty. What do you think? There's our kitty cat. Isn't that cute? So, what do you think about hot mess, you guys? Isn't that kind of fun? Kind of gives you just a little bit of an idea what you can do with some of your stuff. And I think I'm going to put a kitty paw on there. I think I'm going to do 2 of them. Because, you know what? Here's the dog paw. I'm going to do a kitty paw, I think. Here we go, yep. Let's do a kitty paw. Let's do a kitty paw. Let's do a kitty paw right about there. Okay? Do a little bit of... take our corner up. That's adorable. Let's see if we can do. I keep handing her these little tiny ones. They're going to go down the drain, aren't they? And look at that, you guys. Look, we got a little kitty paw. Let's dry this a little bit. Alright, so there's a fish and there's a dog bone, but I think that I've shown you a couple of things tonight that are absolutely fun and exciting. And I'm going to get my little board back. I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm feeling a little bit goobery here and messy. Put the lid on because I feel like my table's kind of small and I'm going to stick it right in there. And I love the little kitty. Of course, I love kitties and dogs and everything else, so I guess that's the way we roll. Okay, so everything's in the description, guys, and so if you'd like to purchase this, this is in stock, very much in stock. And I am super excited about this. And so let's get my box. And I'm going to grab my box so I can put it in and let you see the end project here. All right. All right, all right. Let's go. Here's our box. Here's our painted side. And here's what it looks like. Remember? And there's our side. So I am going to slide this in. It should be dry because I dried it. And there you go. What do you think, you guys? Is that not cool? That is so fun. Do you like it? I love it. Well, thank you for spending the evening with me. Thank you to my helper. We tried a new camera tonight. We tried a couple little things, so I'm sorry we took a little extra time to have some fun, and I enjoyed every bit of it, and I love it when my helper's here. So have fun, and know that I love you guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye.